received the e-invite to her book launch, I was so excited. I have to do this in English. Okay, because I was your comm teacher. Okay, so I was so excited. But when she added that she wanted me to introduce her, I wanted to back out. I said, can I just cook instead of talk? But I'm here today because, you know, she's one of my dearest students. I remember her. She was the class valedictorian, by the way. But what I remember about her is that she really likes to learn. Like, she wants to be mentored. Yes. So I started thinking, what is one word that describes her? And the word sophisticated came up. Claire is a sophisticated woman. Not because she was with Cosmo or Preview, then off to Singapore for Harper's, all sophisticated magazines. Not because she can do makeup and dress up so artfully, like Mara Francisco in her book. You better read it. I say sophisticated because, in the truest sense of the word, from the word sophos, she's a woman full of wisdom. And she really likes to learn. Classmates, hipos kamuda. She really wants to learn. In fact, in spite of the success of her 3 books, namely No Boyfriend Since Birth, what's the second one? Girl Meets World, and Budget is the New Black, which I so like. Makes me smile. She loves to learn and be mentored. In fact, she went to Oxford for further writing courses. Then she went to France for more writing courses. So that's her, a sophisticated woman. And Iloilo is so privileged to have her today because she chose Iloilo as the first of the series of book launches. Iloilo is where her heart is. Let's welcome Claire Betita de Guzman.
Hello. My gosh. Miss Joy, thank you again for the wonderful introduction. Wow, my heart is full hearing that. But thank you everybody for coming. And what a turn up. Go Iloilo, no? Anyway, I'm so happy to see you all and thank you again for coming. And I will read something from my book, and if you haven't gotten your copy, I'm here to launch Miss Makeover because it's actually set in Iloilo City, which is where I'm from, and it's set in Carles, which is my hometown, which is my dad's hometown. Some people, I don't think they're even aware of that, but that's it. And I'm so happy to share it with you, and this is my chance to share it with you. I wanted to launch it here because I wanted to give back to Iloilo. It's been a while since I've been back, and I've lived in Singapore for 10 years. Pero nagkatugid ko di kay gusto ko gid nga makita ang Iloilo. I want to be in Iloilo. I want to retire in Iloilo. So yeah, and I wanted to write a book about self-love, which is so important, and I wanted to write it in a funny and hopefully entertaining way. So Tanya, you'll read it and relate to it. And I will read an excerpt from it. I'll read the prologue and we'll see. Those of you who bought it and read it, you'll know this, but I'll read it again. Oh, by the way, it was just approved by National Bookstore. So very, very recently, so it will be available in National Bookstore very soon. But I encourage you to get your copies. Kay wala lang. It will take a little bit more time to do the paperwork for National, but yay. Anyway, okay, this is the prologue. I think I've mastered it, this art of puking. Okay? That may not be the most pleasant image to start this story with, but that was what I was doing 3,000 feet above sea level. hurtling the remains of my dinner down a steep mountainside cliff. I was suffering from a bad case of motion sickness as the 4x4 Isuzu I was riding in did a series of stomach-churning hairpin turns in a deserted, zigzagging mountain road. It was on its third or fourth turn that I felt the all-too-familiar rising and falling of bile in my stomach, still queasy from a drinking debacle earlier that night. "I need to get out," I told Victor, my fellow passenger, my voice admirably steady but urgent. "I need to puke." He wasted no time tapping the driver's shoulder, speaking rapidly in Ilongga. Before I knew it, the vehicle had stopped and I jumped out. Soon, I was bent over the railings, puking my heart out. What was I doing in a dark and empty mountain road in the middle of nowhere? Well, it's not exactly nowhere. I was in a far-flung place called Carles, a sleepy coastal town at the tip of Panay with glorious beaches that were oh so perfect for a romantic getaway for two. Only, I wasn't here for an enchanting holiday. And Victor, he of the sculpted cheekbones and pandesal abs, and who's currently with me on this ghastly, twisty ride, wasn't even my date. But he was so incredibly helpful. It wasn't long before Victor got out of the Isuzu, hurrying over to where I was throwing up. His hand was on my shoulder, giving it a series of comforting pats, not saying much as usual, when we heard a door slam. "Hey!" I yelled, my eyes wide as my head snapped back in surprise. There may or may not have been a little puke still dribbling from my mouth. Victor and I turned just in time to see the shining silver rear of the 4x4 Isuzu as, with a roar of its engine, it suddenly sped away. "No," Victor was murmuring. He was murmuring as the 4x4 disappeared behind a bend. "No, this can't be." My mind immediately zoomed into a mental checklist of what was in that vehicle. Within both my suitcase and my carry-on was, only my clothes, laptop, passport, wallet, phone, camera, credit cards. In other words, practically my whole life. What did I have left with me? I looked down at what I was clutching tightly in my hand, so tightly that the veins were popping out. I only have tissue. Victor looked at me. I looked at him. Then we started running.
Thank you so much, Miss Claire. Now the question is, we have a quiz. And if you answer this question correctly, you will bring home all those foods on the table untouched. And my question is, how young is Miss Claire? How young is Miss Claire? Ma'am? It's up to Miss Claire if she'll admit her age. Yes, she will. Okay, ma'am, what's your answer? Ma'am? 43. Wow! Sige. Ma'am, ang pinggan pwede ibilin lang, ma'am. Ang sandwich, dala lang ang sandwich. Sige, thank you so much. She's 43 years old, but look.
19.
Yes. No, not 19. Mga 18 kag 6 months.